Good morning, everybody. It is October 17th. There's a lot going on, and I've had a really good experience this year in bow season. Number one, I didn't have any dogs interrupt anything, so that was good. And number two, it just dawned on me that we had Indigenous Day, which is really cool to me for the simple fact bow hunting and the tradition of bow hunting goes way back to the days we landed here in the United States. And the native Indians, that's how they hunted, right? It's either with a knife or a bow or some kind of spear. So in my eyes, that's true tradition. And I've been in bow hunting ever since I was little. And I've been able to hunt in different states, all right? So it's been a very interesting journey to where I'm at right now. Starting out with a straight bow and just an old bow that I can't find. I wish I could. It was an old Browning, and then a Browning compound, which is very old. And of course now crossbow. I absolutely love the crossbow. So there's a couple things I want to talk about today, and that is Indigenous Day. I don't know where it came from. I've always, known a lot of history when it comes to indigenous people and the natives that lived here in the United States, but I'm not an expert at it. It's just part of my family and some of the history. So very interesting. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And then I have a series of books. I believe it's Foxfire, and I'm going to pull them out because I have learned a lot from just this, or confirmed a lot from just this book series. And if you haven't heard about it, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show it to you because it's it kind of shows you the Appalachian way. All right, the Appalachian Mountains are absolutely incredible, and there's a lot of history, a lot of culture, a lot of tradition that has just been forgotten. So a book kind of like this kind of pulls it all back together. So somebody actually did the research in all this stuff and put it into a book. It's really cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit more about Indigenous Day. And I'm going to try to keep it short, but I don't know how that goes. I get long-winded. And then the Foxfire book. And I'm going to look that up and make sure it still exists because I bought mine a long time ago. We're going to talk about that because it's really cool. And if you haven't seen it, it's a must-have. Now, as far as bow season this year, it's been really good. I've been really discouraged in the past when I tried to bow hunt out here for the simple fact every time I got in a stand or got in one of my stands, here comes dogs. And just kind of messes everything up a little bit for me. When a dog runs a deer across you, it's one thing to shoot it with a gun, and we're going into that season now, but it was a really good year. I'm surprised. I am shocked. It makes me want to do a little bit more. I've gotten away from it for a little bit, but it's something that I really enjoy. And I got to be honest with you. One year I squirrel hunt. At least I used to. And I'll tell you the story real quick. I used to squirrel hunt, and then one year I found 2 baby squirrels. Actually, it started with one. And I'll show you some pictures of that maybe down the road. But so I hand raised this little squirrel, and this little squirrel became my buddy. No joke. And then I found out it was illegal to keep a wild animal in the state of Virginia, so I become a wildlife rehabilitator. At least started the process. Was pretty much there and was able to take in smaller animals. So squirrels, yeah, I know this sounds kind of strange because I can't count how many I've actually shot out of the trees. So everybody knew that I was a rehabilitator, and they started bringing me their squirrels. And at one time I'd sit in a tree stand and I'd have maybe 3 or 4 squirrels running around me. And it was just absolutely amazing. Sitting in a tree stand, waiting for a deer to come up. You know how that goes. You always hear the squirrels. And sure enough, I'd have 2 or 3 squirrels sitting around me, going through my pockets. One sitting upside down in one of my pockets, and literally snoring. That's how quiet it was. I heard the little squirrel snoring, which is just, I wish I could have recorded it. But anyhow, enough of that. See, here we go on another tangent. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about this Foxfire book, and maybe touch back a little bit more on Indigenous Day, which is very awesome to me because, you know, just in this area where I'm at right now, there's a big history in Native Indians. You know, just Powhatan right down the road. And I want to know more about it, so I think this is going to be another field trip for us. And I'm just going to try to figure out where all this is at, because it's something I haven't done, and I want to do it. So, that said, let's get at it. I'm going to go ahead and show you this Foxfire book. Hey, one more thing before I take you over to the Foxfire book. A lot of questions about the ducks and the little animals that I have out here. I have ducks, chickens, and try to have some other animals, but I'm slowly working on that. I've got a solution for it. Duck update. So this year I think I started out with 8 ducks. I do have a dog now, and she's pretty much trained to keep, well, coyotes, raccoons, I mean, you name it. Anything comes on this property is going to have a hard time, right? I'm even got a camera for this dog that I'm going to be putting on her, just because, well, when she's in pursuit, she goes a little bit past the line and stops and comes back. So she's been trained pretty good, and she takes her job very serious. So she protects her ducks and the chickens. Chickens actually sit around her, and, well, it's the darndest thing, and I'm going to get some of it on video, but good dog. Another story. So as far as the ducks go, so this year, beginning of the year, I can't remember exactly when. I wish I would have had this on video. I don't have enough cameras, believe it or not. I have a lot of wildlife cameras out here that I'm getting some really cool views. Got a nest over here of hawks. I really would love to get a camera up in that. I've got the cameras, just a matter of learning how to get up there without them being disturbed. Anyhow, so I lost a duck this year, and it was the darndest thing. So I'm sitting in my office. I got a big window, looks over the woods, and here comes an eagle, a bald eagle. I mean, plain as day. It was so in front of my face that it startled me. I was like, oh my gosh, did I just see a bald eagle? And sure enough, he went down and snatched up one of the ducks. And I'm like, that is my gift to the eagle, because the eagle is absolutely incredible. So he got a duck. I don't have it all on video, but I have what was left of some feathers, and I seen the eagle come down, so I know it was the eagle. So at that point, I actually put in some more cameras down in that area, just because this isn't the first time I've seen him. I've seen him a couple other times. It's just the first time he came down to my property and decided to have breakfast. Very cool. All right, so duck update, we're down to 7. Now, we are running into coon season. This is when I start to see a lot of coons come on the property. And now I have cameras to keep track of that a little bit better, and to see some of that activity. Raccoons, they're kind of, well, they're opportunists, right? I've got some video of them, you know, taking a fish out of one of my ponds, killing it, and then cleaning it, and then eating it. Absolutely amazing. So raccoons, they do a little bit of damage. I've also seen an uptick in trucks, and I'm assuming these are coon trucks. I'm not 100% sure. There is a pattern with these trucks, and it's this time of the year. So, and they're dog trucks. Have video of that. I have a nice little record and track of, you know, the vehicles coming in. But I'm just really trying to narrow down why these animals get killed and pens get broken into. Other than the coyote, which I haven't seen a lot of coyotes. I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2, and that's, you know, here or there. And now that I have the dog, Uh, they just don't like coming in. I think the visitor that I have the most of right now is the neighbor's dog, and he don't come up to the property this far up into the property. He stays down below, and it seems like he has a communication thing going on with my dog. So, but yeah, he stays away, so that's good. That's so far. I mean, it's been really good as in dogs, and that's why I said, bow season has been a lot of fun this year. So enough of that. Let's go check out this Foxfire book, and we'll see you here in a second. Okay, one more thing. I'm slowly trying to make it back to the books. So I told you, I might have told you, or maybe I told you, or maybe I didn't tell you. The dog has a camera. She has a vest and a nice little camera to be able to see where she goes when she takes off after something that's in the woods, whatever. But what I'm working on, which is going to be really cool, is a camera for the duck. I have some cameras that, now that I have the internet that I have out here in this 10 acres here, I'm working on a camera that we're going to have a bird's eye view from the duck. And it's going to be awesome. I'm slowly working on it, getting it right. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to give us some really good footage of a duck's view. All right, we'll see you here in a second. All right, so the Foxfire book, let me pull them up here. It has a very interesting history. I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I know it's some college students that decided to go out and pull all this information together. Now they have magazines and all that for this company that you can subscribe to, and just very cool. And the reason it's very cool is because, well, like this one right here. This one's volume 3. You can buy the entire set, or you can just buy one or two, depending on what you want to do. I wanted the entire set, so I have them all. And this is just a wealth of knowledge. I mean, if you're doing any kind of homesteading or just trying to live off the land, the Appalachian people that lived up in the mountains, they pretty much wrote the book. Other than native Indians that, well, I'm sure they learned a lot of that from the natives on how to, live that land up there. But anyhow, so like right here, animal care. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Butter, ginseng, just a bunch of stuff in here that is just been collected. Even the way that they talked is put in here, exactly how they told that individual, whoever was collecting the information, of exactly how they talked is what was written in here. So very interesting. A lot of history, a lot of knowledge, and just information in every one of these books. I mean, it is just a wealth. So this one here, folk pottery, ash glazing, making pottery the old way. In Virginia, there's a lot of clay, so if you really want to make your own clay or collect your own clay, this kind of tells you how to do it in here. Very, very cool. So this here is number 7. Snake handling, foot washing. I mean, there's so much in every book. And these are fairly old, but I did look it up, and they still sell them. This is on Amazon and a couple different places. And it's just bear hunting, flintlock rifles, blacksmithing, iron making. I mean, wow, a ton of wealth. You can learn how to make a fiddle in here. I mean, sassafras tea. Now that's something that is very interesting to me. This is good stuff. I don't care what they say. Sassafras tea, in my opinion, is very good. It does have some different qualities that they've figured out, but good stuff. Tells you how to do it in here. Very neat. I mean, even the sweet gum tree. We're all having, congestion, like Mucinex type stuff. The gum tree does the same thing as a lot of that. So a lot of that stuff is in here too. Just different cures and just how to live off the land. Wild plant uses, hunting stories. Now this is very interesting. Fishing, just a ton of information. Yeah, so this is 10. I mean, gourd art. I mean, wow. I get lost in this stuff because there's just a lot of information in every one of these books. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. A lot of stuff that has just been forgotten, you know, and it's all in these books. I mean, it's a lot of tradition, just old stuff that has been forgotten. You know, we tend to forget where we've been, and this is where we've been. This is where everything kind of started out, you know, other than, you know, Jamestown down there, and that's a whole nother story. So these are the people that came in generation to generation, lived off the land, homesteaded, and built a life. Absolutely amazing. You know, some of this stuff. So this one here, Foxfire 12, this was a special edition, I think. I don't remember the date. I purchased these a long time ago. I want to say 20 years ago, maybe. I'm not quite sure how long I've had them. Here's another one, General Stores. Wow. I mean, just home cures. I mean, you know, I come from a family that was born and raised here in Virginia, and well, there were some very interesting cures, and I think they came from this, you know, and then we started getting into different medicines and patents and all that. Chris, oh my gosh, we can chase squirrels all day long on that. Corn shucking, wagon making. Wow, absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to show you this. I mean, this is, you can get lost in this read for a long time. I mean, Foxfire, you know, I was absolutely amazed. I was doing service work at the time, and somebody told me about this and showed me one of their books that they had, and I think they were making gunpowder out of saltpeter and black powder, which is very simple, but unless you know how to make your own gunpowder, you'll never be able to do it unless you have this knowledge. And yes, it is very easy to make gunpowder. So you'll never do without gunpowder. You know, you just need some horses, chicken coops, a bat cave. I mean, you name it. It's all around us, and it's stuff that you see every day. You can make gunpowder. Very easy. Indigenous people. The natives that run this land, they knew how to work this land. They knew how to survive. They knew how to respect wildlife and everything about it, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at. You know, this is all about respect and just being with nature. You know, I do hunt. I'm not a trophy hunter. I hunt to fill the freezer for the year. And deer meat has just been part of my life for a long time. So I really enjoy, you know, deer meat. Now, as far as the kill, you know, the older I get, you know, it's a little different. It's like the squirrels, right? You know, I used to hunt squirrels. I've shot a lot of them out of the trees with an old 410 and 22 and even a pellet gun. I've done really good when it comes to squirrels. And then one year I picked up some baby squirrels and hand raised them, and now I cringe every time I see one hit by a car. Now, if I have to eat, I will eat. It is that easy. But as far as wildlife, you know, it's a matter of respect for me, and we've lost a lot of respect. Even in some of the hunting ways today, there is no respect for the land, no respect for the people that live on the land. It's all about the kill. For me, it's not. It's about, well, I can say tradition, because that's what I hear a lot lately, and we'll get into that a little bit down the road. But this is very important. I hate to get on a ramble. It's just what I do. But these books, oh my gosh, if you haven't heard about these books, you're hearing about them now. Definitely go support this program. There's a really big story on their website. Like I said, you can get this stuff on Amazon, a lot of different bookstores. And this is a very nice series. I mean, this is an older series, but I think it's the same thing today. I don't know the date on this one. It does have a barcode on it, so it's somewhat up to date. They still sell them. So if you haven't heard about this and you don't have it, definitely get it. You can get them one at a time, I think. You can get on their subscription for magazines and all that good stuff. Nice little story behind all this. So definitely check it out. Now, as far as the indigenous people here in Virginia, this is something that, well, I wanted to go take some field trips. I want to go and check out some of the history when it comes to that. There's different tribes that are all around this area, especially in the Blue Ridge and, the Appalachians, and there's a lot of history here that's kind of been forgotten. Virginia has a big history in the Civil War and all that, and yep, we got all that. The North and South, the Mason-Dixon line. Oh my gosh, when I moved back to Virginia, it was absolutely shocking to me that I had forgotten a lot about the history here in Virginia. It's got a lot of history, all the way from in the mountains down to the beach. It's just amazing. And me traveling around the United States like I have, I've heard all the different stories of local traditions, as in, like here we have Jamestown, and all that. And in Florida, we have something else. Up north, we have something else. California is something else. And it's absolutely amazing to me that there's a lot of different ways that the schools teach. It's not just one big paintbrush. Virginia has a way to describe the history, which is changing. I don't think you can get rid of history. It's there and it will always be there. You can always forget about it, but you can't change history. All right, so overall this year so far in hunting has been really good. The amount of traffic, as in dogs coming through my property, was none this year for bow season, other than the neighbor's dog, but even that didn't show up during bow season. So I'm super happy, had a really good time. So I'm going to fix some of the stuff I have out here on the property because I really want to see what's going on in the woods. I want to see the animals coming through. And like I said, I'd really like to set up a camera on the hawks. But I got to be honest with you, after looking at that nest up in that hawk tree, and I got to do a little bit more research, it could even be an eagle's nest. I'm not 100% sure. It's a very large tree, and what an honor to have something like that on the property. So just got to do a little bit more research on that and then get that set up. But overall, this year has been really good. We're heading into, black powder and then open season. So it should be pretty interesting. As far as the ducks go, they're doing really good. Like I said, if I can get that camera done for the ducks, that'll be a lot of fun. It'll actually be a live camera. So I've got some really interesting ideas when it comes to all this stuff. So eventually I will get to the aquatic stuff. It's going to take me some time. I've got to get some things set back up. I do raise tilapia and catfish and freshwater prawns and a lot of different aquatic things. And we're going to be bringing that online here real soon. And I'm going to do videos and stuff like that on all the stuff that I'm doing out here. Aquaponics, hydroponics, anything to do with aquatic. All right, that's it for now, and we will talk to you in the next one.